Good morning and welcome to the Motivational Devotion, where we are merging motivation and spirituality to create a daily dose of confident positivity. I hope that this morning's podcast will help you to be more spiritually and positively motivated so that you can transform your day.
How are your fire building skills? Mine are pretty decent with the help of a blowtorch. Just kidding. Sort of. I have a fireplace in my house, and lately I've taken the lazy approach to fire building, where I arrange a little kindling, pile on a couple of logs, hit it with a blowtorch from underneath for about 30 seconds, and whoosh, I have a fire. That's not to say I don't know how to properly set up and build a fire and start it with just a match. I do. But I have other things to do, like snuggle, or read, or write. Now, having just lit a fire with my torch and settled into my recliner to write, it occurs to me that there are some spiritual as well as motivational lessons that we can kick around here. The first one is that building a fire doesn't just take heat. If that were true, you could hold a blowtorch next to a tree stump and eventually light the stump on fire, but you can't. You can blacken it up quite a bit and even get a flame to start, but as soon as the torch is off, you just have a spot of black wood. However, if you cut that stump at the ground and split the wood up with an axe and then arrange those pieces on a fireplace grate in the same pattern they were in as the stump, but with a little space in between each of them, that torch would have the entire arrangement up in flames in less than a minute. Same wood, same torch. What is the difference? Space. A fire has to breathe, literally, and it needs air just like we do to breathe. As the original stump, no space, no air, no breath. It suffocates before it ever lives. So, the motivational principle I see in this is that you can have the most awesome, compelling, audacious goals in the world, but if you don't let spirit move through your intent, then those goals can't breathe. A spark of innovation only goes as far as the fuel it ignites, and fuel needs to breathe. Also, right smack in the middle of your goals and your dreams is none other than little old you. Few of us ever try to do things in a vacuum, and we have friends, family, maybe a significant other, where we have relationships. Some relationships are highly supportive, and other relationships are suffocating. Most relationships are somewhere in between those two, but few relationships have just the right amount of emotional space where spirit and emotions and creativity can breathe and flow. This is a really difficult piece of this whole concept to explain because it challenges how most of us are taught to be in relationship as well as to be a considerate, loving person. When a person wants to move forward with dreams and goals, there are relationships that can hold that person back because it is so much easier and so much more comfortable to maintain the status quo. When you push forward with your goals and dreams, you change the dynamic of a relationship whether you want it to or not. It just happens. Well, it happens if, like in our example of the fire, you are so close that you let the relationship define you, and most of us do. In a fire, the pieces of wood do need that space for the fire to breathe. But if you move the wood further apart, the fire will go out just as quickly as if you jammed the wood tightly together. Too much air, no fire. No air, no fire. For your relationships to provide fuel in your life and bless you with love and belonging, importance, fun, and freedom, you must find that balance of just the right amount of emotional space for your being to breathe, not be suffocated, but not be isolated and barren either. The other really cool thing we can gain from contemplating the fire example is that the spiritual journey is all about learning to be the fire, not the wood, not the air or space, but the fire itself, which cannot exist with just the wood and cannot exist with just the air. The spiritual journey needs our physical, motivational journey of the pursuit of goals and dreams, and our spiritual journey also needs us to be in relationship with other people, and our spiritual journey also needs us to be in relationship with the creative power of the universe. The lifelong journey of learning the balance is to be clear on who you are while also being clear on the nature of your connection to the universe, while also being clear on who you are in the midst of other people. this is a hallmark and central piece to what I have come to call the threefold way of the spiritual journey. It is about getting to where you are 100% connected to the source, to God, to the creative power of the universe, while also being 100% engaged in your significant relationships and 100% engaged in what is going on around you without letting those relationships and activity redefine who you are simply because other people have different opinions about who you should be. That is a mouthful, and I hope you will replay that little bit, because this is an understanding of the lifelong spiritual journey that is not often taught, but I have come to believe that it is the most complete understanding that ties together the world's major religious traditions. I have come to be happiest in my life when I can be free to be me in the middle of us. If I have no concept of myself apart from us, then I have no idea who I am. If I only have a concept of who I am, and I am 100% clear on that, but have no relationships for fear that they will change me, then I have no idea of us. Relationships do change us along the spiritual journey, but not because others define us. Relationships change us because of the dance of engagement, the learning of give and take, and the balance of meaningful experiences. Others encourage us, and we change how we see ourselves. Others are there for us and strengthen our resolve in ourselves. Others have faith in us, and it strengthens the faith we have in ourselves. Those make up the ways we choose to change by being engaged in those relationships and being that kind of person for others as well. I hope you have a spark of inspiration to build an entire life of learning to be a fire, and that every single day you come to new understandings of what it means to be me in the middle of us. Love you and love your us, because as the breath of the universe moves in between those pieces of your life, you will surely know that all of creation is conspiring in your favor. Trust that the universe always has your back, because your back is the universe. Deepak Chopra said, "In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you."
Thank you for taking the time to listen today. Please help keep this podcast going by following the Motivational Devotional Facebook page, following @Threefold Way Radio on Twitter, and sharing the written format of today's message from motivational-devotional.com on your social media. I am deeply grateful for your support, and thank you for letting Motivational Devotional be part of your journey. Peace out. See you tomorrow.
Motivational Devotional is a production of Threefold Way Radio, LLC.